Hey everyone, BT here with FXLiveDayTrading.com, and I'm just going to go over trading a trend line today. I think it's a very simple and effective methodology to have as one of your criteria that you can add to establish a trading strategy. Now, I personally don't just use this criteria alone when making a trade. I utilize this with several other criterias that we go over thoroughly and explicitly in our day trading Forex live room. But today we're just going to go over some simple things, and I hope you can pick some stuff up here. The trend line is definitely a tool that some may overlook because of the fact that it's so simple. And I think that a lot of technical traders can easily become lost in some of these complex advanced price action, price pattern strategies, price indicating strategies, whatever it is. Some of these advanced methodologies I feel will often exploit new traders into thinking that they have to become so sophisticated, when in reality, getting back to simplicity, I feel, is the best way to trade. So let's just talk about the trend line. All right, it's easy to draw, and what I like to see in a trend line when I draw trend lines is I do like to see at least 3 touches. Once we touch 3 times, it then becomes a valid trend line. At least that's the way I was taught, and that's the way I trade. So a trend line is, in essence, a line that you draw beneath. You can also draw it above your resistance area, and you could draw it an uptrend, downtrend, and basically you want to support the lowest price in the trading range that you're looking at, and therefore you see if there's some sort of a pattern. So the resistance trend line would be the highest price in the trading range, and we don't have a trend line that we can go by, which would then make this a channel. So we're just going to then focus on this simple support trend line. Okay. Now, the most important rule when tracking price trends is that really no single indicator is entirely reliable. Okay, it does require a confirmation from multiple indicators. The trend line is easily developed and highly visible, which I think is great, because remember, money moves the market, and if you're not the only one looking at this, chances are thousands and thousands of other traders are also looking at it, and that can make a move a lot more robust, whether it's to the upside or to the downside. So let's talk about this Aussie yen daily chart. You could see a head and shoulders was forming on this. Now, we did take a trade in the room, and we did very well on that. Over 70 pips to the downside. Where did I exit? Well, I exited at 120 area right here. You see I drew that here, 120. Why? Because that was the bottom part of this trend line. Now, you could have taken a second trade if we broke here, but that was nothing more than a stop run. Now, again, this is the daily chart, so you can't really notice it, but if you break it down, you go into lower time frames, you'll see that we did break down. We ran some stops. We went actually below. I have 99.62 on this because that was my next stop. We actually went below that. I think we went about 99.30 area to the downside. I think maybe even a little bit lower, and then we got that little pop. But this pop to the upside was on NFP. How convenient. And they just squeezed the shorts on Friday. It was the perfect day for a short squeeze. We did capitalize on the downside move, and I took most of the trading day off. I needed a break. We did well this week, I needed a break, so I didn't go ahead and get involved in this trade. Needless to say, I would have if I was trading, most likely a nice trade off of this trend line. So just some very basic strategies in trading in trend line, a lot more sophisticated techniques I add to this to create the overall system that I do use for trading trend lines, but I'll cover that in another taped video. So everybody have a good one. Take care. If you'd like more information, check out fxlivedaytrading.com. I trade every morning U.S. session from 8 a.m. to 10:45, and we also have Euro session from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Everybody have a great one and take care.